Welcome one and all to the Race Spec PS Pacific Tier 1 Saturday Endurance League, and we are round 9 at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. 9 corners to the left and 10 to the right, with this 7-kilometer high-speed, tight, twisty track going through the Belgium hills, and it's got the highest elevation change, 102.2 meters of any track on the calendar, and it is 100% unequivocally the best track on the calendar, and there's not much argument about that anywhere here today. And with me today, I have the fantabulous Tent Sandals. How are you doing, Tent?
I am doing amazing as always. I am always keen to be here, keen to commentate, watch how these boys go around here. We're at Spa. Let's go.
Yes. Spa, and as definitely I'm not biased in any way, but this is the best track.
Yeah, I have heard from you a couple times now that Spa is your favourite circuit.
Oh yes, I don't know what it is. It's that old school racing circuit. It's got elevation, which some of the newer tracks are missing, and it's high speeds with the long straights, tough corners. It's one of the longest laps. I mean, it's a real good test. And actually, one of the other things I really enjoy about it is choices of setup. You know, there's a few different ways you can go with maximizing straight line speed. Are you going to try and maximize the straights for overtaking, or are you going to maximize the middle part of the lap where it's all about the downforce in the corners?
Yeah, I know personally I generally go a bit more downforce than you do. I know you love to go real quick on the straights.
Who doesn't love to go real quick on the straights? Oh, these guys are coming out here, and there's qualifying. Doesn't look like there's any rain clouds in the sky. It's looking bone dry, but we don't know about the race yet. There's a good chance of rain at Spa, which always spices things up. But looks like the Red Bull is going to be the first one going around the track in a minute. There's an Alfa Romeo actually hunting him down in this outlap, but he's going along quite quickly on his outlap actually.
Yeah, you come out of the pits straight away, so I'm not too sure how tight of a fit it is to get 3 laps of quality in, but seems like some of these boys want to get moving real quick.
Yeah, it is a little bit, I think, to get 3 stages. It's just that such a long track around here that it just takes a while to get around in and out. And you know what, Mr. Tent? Take us around this lovely circuit on Chip, Rudy.
Alrighty then, so we've got Chip starting his first lap, coming down to La Source. A beautiful corner. You can take all that curb like he does. Ooh, gets a bit squirrely on the exit, catches it very nice. Now we have one of the most famous corners in F1, Eau Rouge. And then right after Eau Rouge you got Radion. And then we've got one of the longest straights as well, with the Camel Straight. Very large DRS zone. We'll see plenty of overtakes down here this weekend. Now he comes into Les Combes, and it's a bit of a tricky corner. You got to really try and make sure that you don't get out of position. If you do, you can lose a lot of time there. Now into Rivage here. Lots of locking up we'll see through Rivage. A very tricky corner to try and just keep the car under control. Now we have another famous corner, and one that I personally like, Pouon. A double left-hander, very quick, and you can gain a fair bit of time through there. Now we come into Piff Paff, as I like to call it, and a lot of people do. Takes it very nice. You got to use lots of that exit there. Into Campus, taken beautifully, and then into Starvot. Sorry, my pronunciation's pretty bad, but that's going to happen. Onto this back straight here on through the Blanchemont corner, and then another famous corner, which is the bus stop chicane. We should see some overtaking through here as well, but it's not as overtaking friendly as most of the other corners. Taken very nice, can lose the rear end there pretty easily. Unfortunately, it was invalidated, so he didn't actually get to set a time.
Yeah, exactly that. And I was a lovely tour of the Spa track that you just did there, and we are 100% using corner names and not corner numbers today. And yeah, real unfortunate that Rude there invalidated right at the start of the lap. That's probably very frustrating for him. And it looks like Zach is on a, well, he's invalidated too. He's on a, well, it looked like he was using his energy, but no doubt he's given up on that. And let's just talk a little bit about Zach. He's going to be our interview of the weekend. He'll be jumping into the comms box with us in the not too distant future, very, very shortly. And he's just on a, I think he's on, no, he's trying to figure out if he's on a lap, but I don't think so. So we'll just have a quick squeeze around, see who else is going in. There's Ford, our current championship leader, jumps across the line there with a 142.5 on that soft tire. A couple guys going out on the medium tires too.
Yeah, some pretty quick laps already. The question is are we going to see a 141? I reckon we will.
You reckon we will? Well, he's Ford on his first run. His banker there is not far off that. Chip going into the pits is a bit strange there. I wonder why he's done that. His fuel light's flashing, so maybe he isn't quite, as we I saw that, but I didn't think there was anything happening going on. But it looks like Ventani, our debutantee from last week, has gone around at Puon, and let's see if we can have a look from Zach and see what's happened there. Ooh, that is not a good spot for as Zach comes around the corner there. Ventani's right in the middle of the track. Must have gone around and hit the inside wall and just bounced back on the track there.
Yeah, very easy to do there. If you touch that inside curb through Huon, you can lose the rear end and you just go straight into that wall and the race is over.
I mean, sure, yeah, there's plenty of runoff, but yeah, like you're saying, just tend to sort of go straight on and into that wall. Most of the field now setting, sometimes getting some bankers in there, just getting a feel for this circuit. You've really got to settle into a rhythm. It's such a long lap around here that yeah, just getting it hooked up all correctly. And I think, yeah, Zach, you know what? You know, this is probably a good time now. He's just coming into the pits. Let's get him in the comm box and see what old mate Zach has to say today. Zach, are you there?
Yes, hello boys, I'm here.
Wonderful. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you boys?
Oh, that's fantastic here. We are so excited because we love this track because it is the best track. I'm just going to keep saying that, I think. And no bias whatsoever. And yeah, it's a pleasure to have you up here with us. And let's just talk a little bit. Tell us about yourself. How long have you been racing at Race Spec for?
How long have I been racing? I have been racing since day dot, so I don't know, how long is that now? Nearly 3 years. So yeah, I've been here since the start. I haven't stopped.
A veteran, and you race in which tiers?
So I do the Pacific Series Tier 1 on a Tuesday. Obviously, I race in this on a Saturday, and I race Elite on a Sunday.
You're a Formula 1 addict, by the sounds of it.
Everything. 100%.
And tell us a little bit about what your weapons of choice are. For how do you drive around here?
Weapon of choice, a Fanatec CSL Elite with the Formula V2 rim and the I think it's the V2 pedals with the load cell as well.
Oh, that's cool. You are first person that we've spoken to be using a Fanatec setup. Everybody else using the Logi, the good old trusty Logi, and we have we've had yes, we've had one controller user too, but yeah, the first one on the Fanatec, so that's very cool. And how long have you been playing the F1 games for?
How long have I been playing? Far out, I think been a bit over 3 years. So back end of 2018, I think, is when I got F1 2018.
But you've been following Formula 1 for longer though, right?
Oh yeah, no, I've been following F1 for far longer. It was just I just never had the right platform to play the F1 game on. So that's why it took me so long to get into it.
Fair enough. And you, yeah, so you've been watching F1 just before the hybrid era. And,
yep, that's correct.
And
so I've been watching it. Yes, so I've been to Melbourne once as a spectator, once as a marshal, and
really?
I've also been to Malaysia as a spectator. Yeah, so I did Melbourne I actually did twice Melbourne as a marshal. I was there on the famous 2020 weekend when it kind of crashed and burned.
Oh yeah, I was there too, and that was painful moments there.
Yeah, that was saucy. That was.
Malaysia. Oh, I haven't heard that track name for a while.
Mate,
I
recommend
really enjoyed
Malaysia.
that track.
Anyone that's listening, go to Malaysia if it ever comes back. That was a doozy of a race. That was really good, real cheap as well.
And some crazy weather systems happening there. A bit like at Spa.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you have rain at one end and no rain at the other end. Oh, that's a good track. There was a rumor that it was actually might be replacing Russia. Did you hear that?
I hope it does. If it does,
Yeah,
I'll probably look at going, to be honest.
Yeah, and you're in the Alpine car because
Because it's blue. I like blue.
what a great reason to be in the Alpine. I love that because it's blue. And and you're not, unfortunately you've not had the chance to go to been involved in that many of the endurance races, but you've finished very well, and so yeah, sitting in P11 at the moment. You know what? Actually, I'm going to shut up because you're about to start a lap, and you're going to take us through a lap around this lovely circuit, aren't you?
Yep. No worries. All right. So you got to open her up on the last corner to try and get a half decent exit. Apparently, it's worth around a tenth, from what I've been told, but I don't know how much it actually is worth. Braking around the white line on the track into one, go down to second gear, and then try and control the wheel spin on exit. Delta's looking good on the last lap, which was invalidated, so that's all right. Obviously, flat through Rouge. If you're not going flat through here, you're not going quick enough. Simple as. And then have a breather for a little bit. Get your thoughts together, because sector 2 is pretty gnarly. You're braking around the 50-meter mark, I think. Avoid that first inside curb because it spins to win. The second one I nearly spun at just then. Carry fourth gear through here. Use all the track on the exit. This corner's a bitch. I hate it. Down to third gear. Kind of turned. I don't know. And then through here. Take all the curb and then some if you can. Try not to run wide on exit because you'll kill your lap. Full on. This is where I stuffed my lap on the last time round. It just took a bit too much inside, so let's see if we can fix that this time, which it do. And then down to these couple of corners, which are real nice and fun. Oh, a bit deep in there. That's my mistake. But the lap's still good, so I'll keep going. Use all the curb on the inside of Stavolo 1. Avoid the curb on Stavolo 2. Entry and exit. Obviously, through these last few corners of Blanchimont, easy flat. And then braking for the bus stop in a second. Then you're braking just before the 100 metre, something there or thereabouts. Take a little bit of inside curb on the first bit. Try and take all of the inside curb on the second bit, but I didn't that time round. Control the wheel spin on the exit. And 3-3-1, that's not bad. I could probably go quicker, but it's not a bad run. Not a bad lap in the second run.
That was an absolute pleasure. That was a joy to listen to and to watch. I enjoyed that. It was visceral and emotional, and I loved that. Thank you so much for doing that. And yeah, just you're only less than a tenth off Saint in front, and then just above that is 2/10 up to Bags. So not too far off the guys in front. Then the gaps start to open a bit to go a bit quicker there. But you got a bit more time in that lap, you reckon?
Oh yeah, I definitely missed a few braking zones. So yeah, there's maybe what time did it do? I can't 43. Yeah, I can definitely get in 42s. 7 or an 8. I don't know how much the track evolves around here as well. So maybe a 6 if I really pump in a good lap.
Yeah, well if you get a 6, I'll put you in P4.
Yeah, okay. So I think Pole's out of the equation. But yeah, I think I could get it. I can definitely get a 42.6, maybe. It's big maybe. You'd have to pump out a pretty good lap.
Well, nonetheless, that was exciting and great to watch. And you know what? We'll just close with. Do you want to tell us a cheeky little bit about your setup and strategy for today? You running low downforce or more downforce?
So I'm running 6.6 wings, so nice middle ground, I think, from what I've heard. So I'm reasonably quick through the middle, and I just got to try and carry that speed through Kemmel Straight. I hope that I don't get overtaken. But look, this race is going to be a bit of a DRS train. It's very strategic in not only tyre strategy, but how you attack when you use your battery, when you overtake people, etc. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, agreed. And what's inside line, inside scoop? Are we dry or are we wet?
Unfortunately, we are dry. It pains me to say that we're dry the whole way.
I think some people would be absolutely relieved by that, whereas I believe
Most people are quite happy. I'm not.
Well, you know what? We'll leave you to it and let you get focused for your last run. But it was an absolute pleasure hearing from you. Thank you again for that lap, and we might hear from you later on, depending on if we have any incidents.
Yep. See how we go.
Indeedy. All right. Thanks once again, Zach, and we will.
All good, boys.
See you
All
later.
good. Enjoy the race.
We will. Yeah, that was not too shabby of a lap there. That puts him in a nice, tasty P7. One guy still, that being BP on that medium tyre, has just been knocked out of the top 10. What else happened whilst we were having a chat there?
Well, we saw Leo is a weirdo set a 41.9 and then Ford a little bit later setting a 42.1. So Mercedes looking pretty strong, sitting 1-2 at the moment. Some of the other big jump ups that I saw was, of course, Scotty. He jumped up pretty far. Same with Karma, Big Gizzled, and PRL Saint. Couple boys not really being able to set laps. We're kind of just at the crossover point. A lot of them are starting to come out for their final lap. Hopefully they have enough time to complete it. I'm sure they do. They've all probably practiced this before. I believe our first driver to probably cross the line on an actual flyer might have been Ferrari Pro.
Yeah, I think he's on one at the moment by the looks of it. He's hustling around the top of the hill, and so he's gone a little bit early. Looks like some of the other guys might encounter a little bit of traffic. Interestingly, the two Mercedes boys have gone out together. Maybe they're looking at a bit of cheeky toe action. What's that Red Bull doing around the last sector? Keep a heart. Look at Ferrari Pro using that interesting line of the AstroTurf. We see quite a few of the guys doing that, maximising the track on the exit through there. I'm not sure about that, to be honest.
I'm not too sure either with that one. I find I don't really like it. I can get pretty unstable doing it, and just kind of ruins my line to go on.
Yeah, it's just gone purple in the second sector as Ferrari Pro, so this could be a pretty strong lap from him. He's had some strong finishes. He's still looking for that first win in this tier. He's done plenty of wins in the elite tier. He's actually racking up his name with medals and parading those. Why not, I guess. But yeah, he's still hunting for that elusive first win there. Rude retiring in the pit lane, and he's going to come across the line now and did a 142.729, 1,000th off of Karma there. That's going to be probably a little bit frustrating for him.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left in this session before flags are being waved. Hopefully all the drivers can get across the line before that. Looks like they will.
Yeah, looks like our first driver is going to be Broke Vegan in the Williams there. He's ahead of the queue. Plenty of other cars. Mercedes sort of split up a little bit. I'm not sure they're going to be close enough for a tow, but that... oh, dearie me, that's Broke Vegan going around at Puon. That is his qualifying absolutely done and dusted. Hopefully he doesn't impact anybody else to stay out of the way. Racing up to Scotty and BP. Their qualifyings are done. Wow, BP down in 13th. That's not ideal for him, but we've seen that quite often. He's been a bit lower and he fights his way through the pack, providing us with plenty of entertainment. But yeah, racing up to coming around Stavelo now. Nice and tidy, and he's gone purple in the middle sector, so this could be a decent lap too. There's another yellow flag in that sector too. Looks like the Ferrari would have just finished his lap, so he's probably just getting out of the way. Racing up to now, coming across the line. What is this one going to be? And then straight after him, we've got a Red Bull of Chip, who's yet to get a time in. Racing up to nice 42.4. That puts him up into P4. Chip there making P8 in the top 10. The next one's McLaren of Karma coming across the line. He's invalidated, so he's not going anywhere. And then after that, we've got, yeah, that's Broke Vegan coming in. Got the Aston Martins. They've got P9, P10. Not too bad in the top 10. Just keep it nice and tidy around the bus stop. Very close to each other there. Evenly matched today at Spa. Keeps that P9, does bags. And final guys coming across the line. There's going to be the two. Plevs is invalidated, so he's not going to improve. Whatever the Mercedes boys do, can they improve on their times? Ford cannot quite take the pole is stolen by Leo is a weirdo, and Plebs cannot respond. What's that? Aston Martin also coming into the pits. He's given up, and that's our qualifying done.
Yeah, went from nothing happening there to everyone crossing the line within 30 seconds. Was a bit hectic there, but Leo just improving on his lap, and Ford, I think he improved on by 2/10, but just not enough to get Leo.
Yeah, but nice and close. Mercedes front row lockout once again. It's 2 versus 1 in the Mercedes camp, just like last weekend we had Alex and Ford locking out with 2 against 1 versus the Alpines. Of course, those guys in a very, very tight battle. Let's just throw up the standings quickly for you there. As you can see there, Mercedes on 223 points, and also Alpine on 223 points. It's very close. Zach, unfortunately, was at P13, I believe. A little bit out of place. He's definitely going to want to improve that for that championship battle between the constructors.
Yeah, the first 2 positions in the constructors is looking pretty tight, so keen to see how they go throughout the rest of the season. Hopefully at the end of the season we'll get to see them as close as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Ventani not setting a time, having gone around at Poo on, and not a great qualifying from the Red Bull driver down in P16. BP, I would say, is very much out of place at the moment. He's going to have a fight, and same with Zach. The Aston Martin's there, P9, P10. Maybe P10 is not such a great position to start, considering alternative strategies. But yeah, another strong qualifying for the Merc boys.
Yeah, the Merc boys been looking pretty strong every single week. An interesting thing about BP is he only set 1 lap, so I'm wondering whether he just was struggling with invalidations. As we have seen, he does seem to struggle with penalties a little bit, so maybe that could be a factor with him again tonight.
Very well pointed out. It's a little bit overcast race day by the looks of it, so tyre temperature's probably not going to be too much an issue. It might get brighter on later on, but yeah, I remember, I believe it was Elite BP was racing, and he did a very similar strategy there on the mediums and managed to get through with a decent safety car. So maybe he's looking at doing something similar today in the endurance tier. Just waiting for a couple of plays to load in, and then we can get this race underway. I wonder who that is.
It could even just be general F1 2020 games.
Indeed. Also wanted to point out, points-wise, if we're looking at Karma, BP, and Bags there, 78, 77, 76, very, very tight between those guys. So, yeah, good qualifying for the Aston Martin. So he'll be wanting to try and push forward a little bit, I'm sure. Also, constructors battle between AlphaTauri, Ferrari, and Aston Martin, very, very close there. So yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a case of every little point and position is going to count from now on till the end of the season, as we are at over our halfway point. I do apologise. Yes, over our halfway point. Let's have a look at the tyres these guys have chosen to start on and go through the grid quickly for you guys. So Leo is a weirdo, taking that pole position. He had a great he's had some very good finishes when he's been racing a P2 in France last time and a P3 in Imola, so he's very quick, we know. GeForce Ford there in P2, our current champion, current leader in the championship standings. Plebs in P3, racing up to very good qualifying by him in the Haas. Scotty P5, Karma in the McLaren, Ferrari Pro in the Ferrari, CBF Chip in the Red Bull, and the 2 Aston Martins of Bags, Little, and Mighty Wombat rounding off the top 10. And then we have something very interesting down here. Vengeance in the Alfa Romeo on soft tyres. So he's gone for I'm going to be looking at an aggressive start from him. And then the rest of the guys, Pierre Saint in the McLaren, Zach in the Alpine, Broke Vegan, and BP on the medium tyres. Rude also going for that aggressive start on the soft, wanting to make up some positions from that pole for qualifying, and Ventani rounding off 17 drivers on that medium tyre.
Yeah, now I believe that it is a 2-stop around here, so a soft medium. or some of the boys going medium, soft, soft possibly. But we have seen it time and time again that some of these boys are able to pull off the one stop with just a soft medium. So who knows? I might get surprised again this week. So, but if I do, I'm sure it's just going to be beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I think the one stop's possible, but it's a bit of a slog, and it's quite a high chance of safety car around here with some of these insta spin curves, such as at Lacombe, Pouon. A lot of the curbs are actually quite tricky around here, so just got to really be careful, keep the concentration levels up. So yeah, good chance of safety cars around here, which could totally just ruin the strategies that people have tried to plan out. The final car's coming around the corner now. There's Ventani just taking their grid spots, lining up, and yeah, short dash down to La Source here. Can get a bit hairy as it tightens up on the entry. Just got to be a little bit careful. So be definitely keeping an eye on these guys coming down there, and that run, that ever important run up through Radion and Eau Rouge. And just waiting for the lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away they go. Straight away, Leo is a weirdo, having a very poor start. Plevs trying to make a jump, gets past him, already down before La Source, but Leo has the inside. Plevs having to go the long way around. Has everyone else kept it clean? It's looking incredibly clean there, which is great to see. A couple of guys on the edge of the curbs. Yeah, I think it's okay. Plevs, yeah, Leo not having a great start, and Plevs is hustling the back of Ford. You got to time it right here, and he's gone for the move already, and yeah, Ford's going to tuck back into the slipstream. That's a terrible angle. No, thank you. He's going to move to the left, looking around the outside. Can he pull it off? No, Plebs has got the inside there. A couple of cars going 3 wide in the background there. Let's have a quick look at that. And yeah, there's an Alpine in the wall there. That is Zach. Oh no, I hope he has survived. Yes, he's gone around some damage, but he is alive. That is great to see. And yeah, the battle's going to continue on down through the rest of this lap here now.
Yeah, Zach's getting very unfortunate there. Was 3 wide and seemed to just get understeer into that corner on those mediums, and they had touched and he just come out worse, unfortunately.
Poor exit there, racing up to Pouon. Ferrari Pro down the inside, and looks like he's gone through, racing up to settling in behind him. Let's get this position, that's not the one I wanted, position changes up so we can see what has happened through this starting part. But yeah, most of the guys are getting through clean, no DNFs, but the pack is so close together through here. Oh, that's a Ferrari, Red Bull that's gone round. That's CBF Rude. Oh, and oh no, there's an Alfa Romeo that's gone into him as he's gone round. Oh, he's going to put it in the, oh, this is an absolute disaster. Trying to get it into reverse. Where's reverse? He's found reverse. Gone round at Stavilo, which is so easy to do. And that's a virtual safety car, neutralizing that race straight away.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. Super easy spot to do it, and obviously just pushing super hard at the start of the race and easily making those mistakes.
Taking a look at the replay there coming into Lacombe, and you see the leaders, and we jump to the back there, and that's the Alpine just going around there. I actually missed that again. Let's did you see what happened there? Let's just take another quick look at that. I wasn't watching the Alpine. How silly of me. Watching the top there. Yeah, it just makes a little bit of contact. He's on the outside with the Aston Martin and the McLaren, and it doesn't look like there's anybody particularly at fault there. But yeah, unfortunately he's gone around. He's coming into the pits for some fresh tyres, probably a wing change as well by the looks of it, and off he goes on his way. And they're off. I'm not paying attention. Off they go. Down the hill, so no one had the slipstream from that virtual safety car, and they're going to be battling through this the sector 2, the twisty downhill part of the lap, getting a little bit wobbly as PRL saying there on the exit of the Bruxelles curb, which we mentioned earlier about taking that wide line. There's that predicted pit stop strategy as Ted was going, wow, is he looking for a move? Oh, I thought he was going to go for a move down the inside of Pouon there.
Yeah, very interesting move there, but he's harassing the back of him pretty hard. It looks like he reckons he's got better pace, so we might see him move very shortly on around Blanchmont.
Yes. Yeah, just tucking into that slipstream might turn into a bit of a DRS, but Plebs, they're holding onto that lead at the moment. Ford right on the back of him, not going to let him get away. And just take a quick look at this as they head down to the bus stop chicane. And yeah, not quite close enough. DRS obviously not enabled yet, but ooh, I thought there was something was happening there. There was just a bit of lag. Yeah, the Leo is a weirdo setting the fastest lap so far of the race, but look how close Ford is into the source there. And I think even with how their energy levels doing, still plenty of energy levels after that recharge from the virtual. And is Ford going to make a move here?
I'm sure that he will attempt it.
Yep. Plebs moves to the inside, defends. And Ford is going to look around the outside. He's got a decent run. They're going to be... Oh no, manages to get past him. Wow, that was... Oh, he didn't quite make the corner there. Has to take the run off. I wonder if he's going to give the position back. I thought he'd cleared him there. And it might not be necessary, though. I'm sure Leo, having a little look down the inside of Rivage, I thought that Ford had cleared him before he went off.
Yeah, the move was done just before the corner. I don't know if he broke a little bit too late, but it looks like he kind of locked up, lost the rear end, tried to catch it, and then just had to go across the curb. Luckily, not getting a penalty though.
Yeah, sometimes you get those slam dunk penalties just going off the track when you're trying to... You're not doing it on purpose, you're just, having to take a bit of runoff, and the game just hefts you with a nasty penalty for doing the right thing. But these guys still super close. Scotty and Ferrari also on the back of these guys. And the pack's still very close together. They have separated out into two parts, but they're still hanging on Zach there, 18 seconds down after that incident, unfortunately for him. Hopefully, he'll be hoping for a safety car now to pull him back into the battle. But look at that, Leo is a weirdo. Right up the back of Plebs' gearbox through the bus stop chicane.
Yeah, Karma just made a beautiful move on Vengeance there in the bus stop chicane. Went around the outside, broke extra late, and managed to get the positions pretty easily.
Yeah, I wanted to play that replay, but I don't want to miss what's going to happen down the main straight now. I'm torn, but yeah, we'll ride on board through here and have a look if Plebs is going to try and retake as the sunshine starts to come and peek through the clouds. Look at him, gets a good run inside of Ford, and yeah, job done. Before they get to the Lacombe chicane, and yeah, Plebs settling back into P1. But I wonder if there's a bit of might be some team orders between. Look at that, Leo hustling Ford. Oh, he's got into the back of him just a little bit too deep into Rivage. Maybe getting caught out a little bit by the slightly slower Mercedes in front of him. Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any team orders between these two Merc boys.
I think they should just go racing. Go at it, boys. Give us a bit more entertainment here.
None of this Valtteri, it's James nonsense. No, we want racing. I'm sure there'll be none of that this season between Russell and Hamilton.
Yeah.
But did you notice that? Whoa!
CBF chip has gone around.
Yeah, Saint was right up the back. That's why I flicked onto that behind Aston Martin. Yeah, chip going around. Red Bull's having an absolute disaster of a race start here in Belgium. Not ideal. I think show me the wing seems okay, so maybe he got away with that one as Ferrari Pro looks for a move into the bus stop chicane, gets past Scotty there up into P4. Can he challenge the guys in front? That's what we're gonna find. That's what we want to find out. And look at that, McLaren really wants to get past this Aston Martin. These two, they're up in P7, P8, a couple of position gains for them, so they're having a good start, but it does look like that McLaren is a little bit quicker than them at this current stage.
Yeah, I'm wondering if medium tyres are feeling pretty quick at the moment. Another move that we might see here is these three at the front again. As Ford takes a little look, no he doesn't make a move, he backs out of it.
The McLaren having a look down the inside. They're going to hold it through side by side. Bags giving probably a little bit too much space to McLaren. Oh, the BP coming through and just half barging his way through there, but taking advantage of the gap opened up by the McLaren, getting through. The Aston Martin's having an absolute shocker through that section, dropping a heap of places. The door opened for one car, and then the cars behind went, I'm going to come through that door too. And the car behind him said, you know what, I'm going to come through that door too. And the Aston Martin just stuck on the outside there, getting absolutely overtaken by all the other cars.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Now that they're a bit unsettled, he needs to try and focus in and catch back up.
This replay is so long ago now, I've forgotten what it was. It was the Ford going deep into the Lacombe. Let's have a little quick look-see at that. Yeah, he just didn't quite make that, but I think he was quite far enough ahead there to hold on possession. Well, if it needs to be looked at the stewards, I'm sure it will be. Blanchimont, that is a terrifying place to make a move. Those guys going side by side, absolutely not working out for them, and it allows BP to take full advantage of that. Definitely not a place you want to fight Blanchimont. I mean, it's a big balls place to try and make a move, but you're just going to cost each other so much time as the McLaren and the Aston Martin just find out then. Oh, look at these guys getting a little bit aggressive down here. BP leaving space, but only just enough, and they're showing that Aston Martin just holding on to it through Rouge. Is that a change for the lead I'm missing out on here? Yes, it is. Just the same thing again. Ford getting past Plebs. Those guys just fighting, and oh my dear, there's all these McLarens and BP getting spicy. He's boxed in by the McLarens and has to concede. The other McLaren of Karma having a look at Saint, and it's all kicking off here. Down to Rivage. It's going to be 3 wide. Not quite. BP backs out. Probably a smart move to do there as the McLaren gets through. He's going to have a look through here. Down to Bruxelles and has to concede as he's on the outside, but switch back on the cards. Gets a little bit spicy, and yeah. Oof. Wow.
Some good racing from those boys there. Everyone managing to come out of it, well, not in the wall, so good job.
Yeah, great to see, and I think it's, it's just starting to hot up this battle. Leo Izuita also managed to get past Plebs there, so the Plebs down in P3 at the moment, and yeah, I think we've seen, that's the biggest gap we've seen at the moment between the Mercedes at 7 tenths that it's sitting at the minute, but yeah, Blanchimont. Woo, bit scary going around there, but the McLaren of Saint, no fear at all going through that section. But once again, Aston Martin absolutely losing out there, being on the outside, getting just getting pushed wide basically, and had to take off onto the runoff area. And he's coming to pit lane too as well. Obviously not happy on that tyre. Yellow flag. Vengeance, what's happened here? Is it a little bit of a whoopsie coming into the bus stop chicane? Look at that BP pushing that McLaren through the source.
Yeah, front wing change there for Mighty Wombat, and going on to Fresh Pair of Mediums.
Yeah, so maybe that was the reason that he was a little bit just struggling to keep up with the other cars through that section, was just because of the damage. And they've both got DRS here, BP and Saint, but yeah, BP getting that move done early and gets past the McLaren. Let's take a look at that lovely battle that we saw earlier, because this was, I only caught the last bit of it. That's frustrating. Yeah, boxed in. I think that was the story there. Boxed in by the two McLarens, BP.
I was going to mention penalties. 7 laps into the race, and we're seeing a solid amount of penalties, as Racing After just gets another penalty there. It's up to 6 seconds now. BP sitting at 3, and same with VRL Saint. And then Vengeance at 3 as well, and CBF Rude sitting at 6. So penalties might be a pretty large factor around Spa today.
Yeah, Zach there making up a position on CBF Rude, P15, not an ideal start to him. I mean, he's still going to be hoping for that safety car to try and close him up to the rest of the pack, because it's going to just have a hard time basically trying to do that for the rest of the evening. This pack in the front here still close together. Ferrari Pro having a sniff on Plevs, and Mercedes having a look at what just happened here with BP. Has had a nightmare coming through the bus stop chicane. I wonder if there's an incident there between him, or yeah, just lost out there. But yeah, back to the front. Leo looking at a move for P1. Gets it done pretty early, and yeah, the Mercedes there conceding that position there, and position switches happening all around. Garma getting past Racing up to down the Camel Straight 2. DRS aiding plenty of overtakes around this Belgian track today.
Yeah, a lot of the boys are being aggressive and overtaking. I'm wondering if they'll settle down a little bit, maybe a bit later once the tyres start to wear, and hopefully just try and start setting some decent laps to close the gaps with all the other cars.
Oh, is that our first car that's been claimed by Rouge today? It certainly looks like it, although, how is he managing to do that? I'm impressed. Rude going off in a lot of very dangerous places, but somehow managing to keep it out of the wall. That is no mean feat doing that. Usually going around there, you're in the wall, is very close by, but he's somehow managing to, yeah, keep it out there. So good job to him. And that's Ventani, that's gone round. Oh no, that's a front wing. He's gone round at Lafanier chicane on the exit there. I wouldn't be surprised if that high curb on the inside, turn 13 to be specific, has just sent him around there. But yeah, Saint having a little sniff at the Williams of Broke Vegan. And oh, Vegan getting a little bit hairy on the traction on the exit out of the bus stop chicane. And yeah, I think he's going to be right for the picking here. No DRS from the car in front. And this might be pretty simple for Saint, I would imagine, coming up the hill now. Vengeance in the pit lane, changing, getting a new front wing, not changing a wing, getting it. Oh, has he just retired in the pit lane? Oh, how we do so hate to see when people do that. And the two Alfa Romeos out, and yeah, not a great day for the Alfa Romeo boys. But yeah, it's just a real shame to see that when people do that. There's still plenty of time. We're not even a quarter of a way through the race. Chances for safety cars high. One safety car and you're back in the game, basically.
Yeah, we have seen a couple guys already go around and get pretty lucky without crashing out. So yeah, I don't know. I guess they just don't think it's really worth it in the end then.
Yeah, we don't have a few other leagues choose to actually punish pit and quitting. Does Race Spec have? I don't think we do we?
Don't think so, but there might be something in the rules of if you pit and quit like number of times you could get done.
Yeah, well, there's a finishing rate, isn't there? You're only allowed to not start or not finish like a quarter of the races or something like that. But I do know that a few of the leagues have pit and quit penalties to try and dissuade people from doing that. And I mean, we've seen it so many times. It's not over till it's over, and you can 100% make a great comeback with good timing of a safety car here. It's not over till it's over. Don't give up. Moral of the story. And here we go, Mercedes at it once again, and hopefully they keep it nice and clean between the two, because you'd hate to see something happen to the two Mercedes guys. I think they're enjoying the little fight between themselves, but I kind of get the feeling that Leo is a weirdo being a reserve, obviously taking Alex's spot in the Merc alongside Ford. That Ford's probably like, would you mind just taking it a little bit easy at the moment? I'm fighting my championship rival behind here, and you're not making it easy for me, I'm sure, is his thoughts in the cockpit at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's probably thinking that. Oh, I think Leo's got some actually pretty decent pace as well, so I don't know, maybe you should just try and settle down and try and work with him and maybe break that, break the DRS to Plebs.
Yeah, one mistake, and they've got a little bit to lose here because they've got Plebs, Viper, and Scotty right behind them. Scotty there, unfortunately, just losing the DRS a lap or two ago, and you can see that he's suffering because of that, just dropping back bit by bit from this pack. But yeah, the two guys behind, hungry to capitalise on any mistakes that the Mercedes might make, and yeah, you might have thought they might work together a little bit and just pull away from that group, but obviously not. It's all fight, it's all go at Mercedes, which well, we have no problem with that in the com box, I guess. More entertainment for us.
Yeah, most certainly. Whoa, very squiggly there for Broke Vegan.
Yeah, almost. It's very easy to lose that, especially depending on your camber settings. If you're changing the settings so it's a bit better around the corners rather than straight acceleration on the straight line. That can be a bit tricky, that bust-up chicane. Just getting the exit out of there, and off they go. You have Saint struggling a little bit in the dirty air of that Williams, not getting a great run up the hill, and as a consequence, it looks like he's not gaining at all. Did he even well, yes, he did have his DRS open, but I'm amazed by that. Look at that. I think that tells you a lot about those two guys, what they're running setup-wise. That Williams obviously very trimmed down, straight line orientated, and the McLaren maybe not quite so much.
Yeah, quick change of position for Mighty Wombat and Begizzled, as looks like Begizzled lets Mighty Wombat through, so a bit of team orders there. Good to see the boys working together though.
Yeah, they're on similar. I mean, there's only 4 lap difference on those medium tyres. So, do you reckon they were just quicker and switched around?
I think Mighty Wombat had better pace than Begizzled. So yeah, I do think that is correct.
I'm going to try and make you say his name as much as possible because I love the way you're saying it.
What, Begizzled?
Yeah.
Well, do I say it wrong or something?
Yeah, it would appear to. Well, I actually had a chat with him. He's happy with Bags, and so you don't have to say his full name. But it does look like, it appears that his name is.
Begizzled having a big spin there and hitting the wall, and he's out of the race.
No.
That was the slowest hit with the wall. Oh, that's so unlucky.
That's on Stavolo on the exit, and we're going to see right on board of the Rude as he's coming around Stavolo now, and see if we can see where that Red Bull has ended. I'm sorry, Aston Martin has ended up. Hey, what's happened here? Racing up to Rouge, gone round. What's going on here? You're not supposed to lose it under a virtual or a yellow flag. Oh, racing up to, what are you doing? He was in a great spot there on that soft tyre. Oh dear, 2 guys in the space of 1 lap. It's clear. The circuit's clear already, apparently. But,
yeah, no safe.
Was not expecting that.
What?
Oh no for the Aston Martin. Absolutely, that's not great for his championship battle there. He's in that, as I mentioned before, in that tight battle with Karma and BP, 1 point adrift from those guys, so absolutely not ideal for him, yeah, at all. Karma and BP still in the race, picking up, well, if they finish picking up some good points on that Aston Martin battle. And what's going on here? BP once again is having a fight with these with this McLaren. He's not had enough from before, and he's come back for more. Part 2. And making them move very early there. Not often you see that. Gets a great exit out of Stavolo, using his energy, deploying. I think PRL saying they're just choosing to save a little bit, and that might be a smart move here, because now he's going to be at the back. He'll have a double. Whoa! BP on the inside of the bus stop chicane there, having a little bit of a moment on the curb, and yeah, just managed to hold on to that position there. But the DRS here could prove to work in Saint's favour.
Yeah, BP locking both wheels up into that bus stop chicane there, and then losing the rear end and almost going around. Managed to save it pretty well though, and managed to keep the position as well.
So here it comes now on the Camel Straight, already DRS up in there, just trying to grab it into the slipstream of the car in front, and I think he's just going to get away with that one. Is BP from Broke Vegan. But did you see that once again? They just did not catch Broke Vegan at all on the straight there.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they were deploying all their ERS, full DRS as well. I'm assuming Broke Vegan is running a very what's it called?
Low downforce.
That's it. It's on the tip of my tongue. A very low downforce setup.
You have not had enough super dupers today, mate. That's the problem.
No, I think I've had too many, and I've gone over.
I'm gonna overboard.
Yeah.
Well, I was a bit surprised actually. I chatted to Zach earlier, running that 6-6 balance. What should the safety car setting be on? It's on reduced, and And let's just well, I'll get back to you in a second. There, BP once again looking at Blanchimon, is just managing to keep it together, and yeah, once again Broke Vegan holding onto that position. He's got the inside through the bus stop. BP round the outside. It pulls it round the outside. The McLaren having a little look too, and yeah, not going to be, I don't think, close enough down to the La Source. But yeah, stays ahead, and I think Saint's going to struggle now to get past here. Broke Vegan, we know he's running a lower downforce setup, and yeah, he's going to have the DRS, and I think this is going to be a bit struggle town now for Saint to get past if he can keep in range of BP.
Yeah, I do expect Broke Vegan to be able to catch BP and overtake him again.
Yeah, look at that. Saint just not gaining at all. BP looking defensive, gives the old squeeze to, oh, it's always tricky around Lacombe, and oh, they just about managed to hold on through there. It's always sketchy when you see two cars going side by side there. You've got to give each other enough space, and it's very hard to do around that corner. And yeah, BP giving the squeeze on the entry, and as soon as that happens, I got a bit worried there.
Yeah, BP lost the rear end there, and kind of just because Broke Vegan was on the outside of him, he just drifted into him, touched him, and then yeah, they're both going off, obviously.
Yes, lucky that ghosting was on. I think BP would have wiped Broke Vegan out there, so they're both lucky to get away with that one. I think there was space. Oh no, the McLaren in the wall! PRL Saint straight in the wall there, just ahead of these two guys, and oh no, we're just losing cars left, right, and centre. Safe. That brings out the safety car. Apparently, that little incident.
Yeah, I think he's in a pretty prominent spot there, though. The other two incidents are a bit off the track. I think this one's probably a bit too close to the track, and that might have been the reason why we've been given that safety car.
Yep, and of course, I presume the front guys missed the pit lane when it came out. I didn't see.
Yeah, they did, because they didn't even catch the safety car. So
yeah, so because you would have thought they would have come in.
Yeah.
Look at that, Ferrari Pro on the hard tire. I'm instantly worried for him.
Yeah, I know you have a dislike for that hard tyre. We have seen it time and time again that the hards have been not great, and they've been pretty unpredictable and unstable tyre.
Yeah, and on the restarts it's just very difficult to get on. You know, whilst we're taking a little quick breather, and where is he now? He's just come around the corner. Let's see if old mate Zach is here. Zach, are you there? Can we hear from you, Zach? Give him a second. I'm sure. See if we can get him on the line and hear his thoughts.
Hello, sorry boys.
That's all good. I just I thought I'd give you a quick stand. How are you doing? Not a great start, unfortunately, but this safety car will put you back in play.
Yeah, I mean, no, it could be better. I sensed it pretty hard at T1, and I nearly cleaned up half the field, nearly Hulkenberged it, but I didn't, thankfully. And then at Lacombe, I sensed it again, and to be honest, I was really proud of that send. Like, I thought I'd nailed it, and I got sandwiched between, I think it was an Aston and a Haas, and it put me in the barrier. Not anyone's fault. There's just probably a bit opportunistic from me.
Yeah, you were on the outside, I think, through Lacombe. We had a good overhead angle of that, and we caught that, and yeah, just really unfortunate.
Like, holy shit, did I send it there? I was a man on a mission, but yeah, it didn't work out for me. So I'm going to box now, go chuck on some medium tyres, because the ones that have got are only old, and I'm only going to lose one place, so might as well.
Yep. And then hope for another safety car and a soft tyre to the end, I'm guessing?
I don't know about another safety car, to be completely honest. Well, I'm going to be in 11th. So, I mean, I don't know, I need to make some moves before the next safety car.
Yeah, because the boys in front now, well, could go to the end, all the boys at the front, having run that soft tyre already.
Yeah, so it's worked out real good for those boys on the soft, which is a pain in the ass, but yeah, I'm going to go medium soft to the end. Try and make it exciting at the end, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll reset if we do get that safety car near the end. That'll reset it all and put you back into 100% play with those guys. So
That would certainly be ideal. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we've seen plenty of incidents around here. Some very, very close racing, and unfortunately, you've been sort of a bit out of touch with the pack. But
yeah,
now,
it's not bad though. It means I can just crack on with my own thing, and when other people fuck up, then I
well, exactly that.
come through, you know.
And there's plenty of that happening around. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I can tell.
But now you're back in the game, and so yeah, all the excitement's back on for you.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to try and make some moves again. Wombat and Chip. I know I'm quicker than. I don't actually know who's ahead of Chip. But,
yeah, plenty.
Yeah, look,
the
I'm
rest
going to
of
try
the
and make
field,
some moves.
the rest of the field is ahead of Chip.
I'm going to try and make some moves because I feel like I should be up there fighting around 4th, 5th. Maybe not up there with Leo, Matt and Bailey, but certainly around like Scotty, Karma, who I think are up around there.
All right, well, there's the target. The target's been set. We'll be watching you, and we wish you good luck on your charge through the field.
Yep, thank you.
And we'll let you get on with keeping those tyres lovely and toasty. And thanks once again for joining us in this combox. Good luck for the rest of the race.
Cool, thanks boys.
Yes, sticking on those mediums, and it's kind of it says they're 2 laps old, so used.
Possibly, I guess. Must have been. I didn't see him run him on quality. I don't
neither
think.
did I, so that's why I'm a bit confused by that.
Yeah.
That graphic there. Going back to Billy Lacey's question in the chat, what should the safety car setting be on? It should be on reduced. Why is it not on reduced? Question mark. But it's still, you get enough safety cars even with it on reduced. I mean, when it's not on, when it's on standard, I mean, it's a yoke, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could have it on standard if there wasn't just as many crashes, but again, everyone's just pushing as hard as possible, so we generally see a couple DNFs.
There's a penalty update for you guys. Ford, both. When did that happen? Somehow missed that. Ford picking up a 3-second penalty. Both Mercedes have penalties. What? Now that certainly is an interesting turn of events. BP also 6 seconds of penalties, so I mean, less surprised by that, but we know he's rapid, and then we know now that the pack's closed up, I'm sure he'll be looking to challenge a bit further ahead in this pack, and Rude there at the back with 9 seconds penalty. That safety car will allow him to catch up to this pack, but yes, I'm worried for Ferrari Pro, as we were just saying before. On that hard tyre, it is tough to get it warmed up on the restart. Please, game, give me that lovely camera angle where I can see inside of the cockpit at his steering wheel, because I'd love to know what temperature those hards are on.
Yeah, if only we could actually physically select like a couple different cameras, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and bring up stuff like tyre temperatures, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Tyre wear, that would be very cool to see the tyre wear. Just get a bit more insight. Come on, Cody's, please give us these things we desire. And then the commentary and spectator mode would be a lot more interesting for you guys watching, and we could learn a lot more and commentate on it better. But otherwise, we have to guess and hypothesize about things. And I'm hypothesizing that this hard tyre is going to struggle. Why did he go on the hard tyre, I wonder?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe he doesn't think the mediums can go to the end here. But I have seen him doing a fair bit of weaving compared to the other guys, so maybe, obviously it's going to be harder to warm up, but let's really hope that he's got them warm enough for this restart.
Yeah. Could have been a Jeff mistake potentially as well. That does happen often. Maybe he didn't realise and Jeff put him on that. This does a gap. It hasn't said safety car in this lap, has it? Well, it must be.
I haven't seen the graphic pop up, but I'm assuming that it is in.
Yeah. I'm guessing we either missed it, but it must be right. So these guys looking to get it going in a few moments, and off he's gone. And before, quite early, I would have thought, coming into the chicane. Now that's a bit of a surprise for him to go that early. I mean, you got to break that slipstream before you get up and heading up to the hill. Green, and we're away. Racing started once again. These guys, Scotty there, right in the back of Ferrari, as we said, is probably going to struggle on that hard tire. You can see already a big gap has opened up. The lead is actually spread out quite a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if Scotty's going to try and get this move done ASAP. If Ferrari Pro can hold on through the middle sector, he'll be okay, but I don't think Scotty really wants that. He does not want to be stuck behind the slower hard tire Ferrari. Is he going to make a little lunge here? That's the question. No, not quite close enough, backs out of it. Probably the sensible thing to do, but it's going to cost him, I think, for the rest of this lap.
Yeah,
Zach,
now
unfortunately not making any places up by. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, now he's stuck behind that hard tyre. Is definitely going to just be slowed up by him.
We had a full race today in France earlier. Only one retired in the pits, no safety cars on standard, says Aussie Blake. Yes, but France is different because the chance of a safety car in France is absolutely minimal. We had the... We had the endurance last week and there was no safety cars. So, yeah, I don't think France is a good example. Give me another example, Aussie Blake, where you did not have a safety car on standard, and then I'll be more impressed. Come back to me with that one. Yeah, gap already opened up there. Brogue Vegan 1 second off of BP. That is going to just getting disjointed from the pack. Same with Ferrari Pro. And Scotty is, yeah, he needs to get that move done as soon as possible. Well, he's going to be under pressure from behind too. Do go on.
I was just going to mention that it was a bit of a weird safety car restart with where Ford had actually gone, but it seemed to have worked pretty well for him and kind of just caught everyone else napping as well, because as we saw, the gaps kind of just opened up to an even like 6/10 from everyone, which I don't think you normally see around here for a safety car restart.
Yeah, although that said, Plebs is now less than 2/10, or was less than 2/10 behind Ford into the braking zone at the top of the hill. Leo is the one who's dropped off the back, and he's the one that seems strong. Maybe not just quite managing to get into rhythm on this medium tyre. And we do find that sometimes some people, you know, go a little bit better on that soft tyre, and some people prefer those harder compounds and go a little bit better on those. So it just might be the way just panning out as BP goes a little bit wide. I'm sure that'll be a warning there. And he doesn't want to be picking up too many more of those already with his current penalty state. Plebs and Scotty, the only people in the top 5 with no penalties, so that's definitely good for them. The pack's still close by. Zach, unfortunately, has not made any places on that restart. We were cheering him on, but yeah, that's not great for him. He was definitely targeting trying to move up the field. So I think he's just sort of stuck in a bit of a DRS train, and you know who's leading that? It's Brogue Vegan, and we know that he's got that straight line speed, car set up for straight line speed, and that might be a contributing factor until this DRS gets enabled. Ferrari Pro is doing a great job holding on to that position on the hard tire, but look, 2 seconds now between the front pack. Scotty is going to be fuming. He's going to want that Sector 3 CBF route. Oh no, he's gone wide. Ferrari's gone wide in La Source, and that's just opened it up completely for the McLarens. The McLaren and the AlphaTauri of Scotty through. BP not quite managing to get through. I think he's just a little bit too far back, but Ferrari's going to have a little look and see if he can retake those positions. Coming down the Camel Straight now. 3 wide. Better camera angle, please. The McLaren makes it out in front. Ferrari Pro. What? Oh, no! It's gone all wrong for the McLaren coming into Lecom. Absolute disaster. What's happened here? Ferrari Pro's not had a bad. He's had a bad run too. Off on the gravel. It's all kicking off here, and it has worked out beautifully for BP, who was just a little bit further back there.
Yeah, went 3 wide, and then Scotty backed out, and then it seems Karma and Ferrari just touched there, and same thing as what happened with BP earlier. They had a small touch, then because of that initial touch, lost the rear end, and then had another bigger touch, and they both just went off. Yeah, yes, and I don't think I can blame that completely on the hard tyre, but
it all started down at the source, didn't it? Ferrari Pro going wide, the other guy's getting a nice jump. BP, it actually worked out very nicely for him not getting the move done, because they just had a huge squabble at the chicane, and just getting it all wrong through there. Let's take a look at what happened through there. So you can see there, BP's camera angle there. They're up ahead, go 3 wide, halfway down the Camel Straight, and then it, yeah, the McLaren nipping through the inside. He's on that curb, that's what happened, the spin curb. Oh no, yes, that is exactly what happened. He got onto that curb too much, pushed him wide into the Ferrari, and he pushed himself wide, and unfortunately that's cost Ferrari Pro and that one, and yeah, he's got wing damage too, getting rid of that hard tyre, which I'm sure he'll be happy with, onto the medium tyre wing change, and now he's the one who's going to be praying for that safety car. Chip here making a move on Broke Vegan, gets past. Next one up the road there, the Aston Martin of Mighty Wombat having a look to the Williams.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go for a move then.
Yeah, me too. I was just going to mention that some of the gaps are starting to open up a bit. We've got 2 little packs, and then yeah, it's kind of just 1 second gaps between most of the cars.
Yeah, due to that incident, really, it sort of slowed those guys down a little bit and allowed the guys in the back to sort of catch up to that pack, just closing it. But this pack of the lead ever still going on strong. But yeah, that has allowed Zach to catch up to this pack. So let's keep an eye on him, see if he can make any moves coming up through here. As yeah, Ferrari Pro, Saint the bigger loser, because he's how did he end up going out? Somehow missed that.
Who?
Saint.
Saint DNF from different incident earlier in the race. It was Ferrari Pro and Karma that had that incident.
Oh, yes, my brain has been scrambled too, apparently.
Yeah, too much super dupers as well.
Too many super dupers. That's it's the downfall of us all, apparently. Yeah, Ferrari Pro the biggest loser out of that one, unfortunately through no fault of his own, apparently, from the replay cam, as we see Leo is a weirdo getting a good run on Plebs. His teammate moved across the right hand side there. I mean, to me it looked like he was giving Plebs a slipstream.
Yeah, it was a bit interesting. We did see Leo drop back off that pack, but he's got back up, and he seems to be back in that rhythm that he really needs around this circuit.
Indeed. Just yeah, finding the rhythm. I think that's what it is around here. It's a long lap, and Wombat still not managing to get past that. Williams or Broke Vegan. So you got some rocket powered down the straight is the Williams today, and making it very tricky for the other guys to get past, and that is definitely not going to help Zach either, because he's stuck in this little DRS train, as he was mentioning to us earlier on in the interview, and worried about DRS trains.
Yeah, we did know. Sorry, I was just going to say we did know DRS trains are going to be a major occurrence around this circuit with such long straights.
Yeah, especially when you've got a car that's very slippery down the straight, leading one. It certainly doesn't help.
Yeah.
What do you reckon that Williams are going to a real life F1? Is it hot or is it not?
Sorry, what was that?
The real life Williams. Do we think it's do we think it's looking strong or not? That's the question.
I mean, they don't look bad. They look better than what I thought they would, to be honest. Haas look pretty good as well.
Surprised. Very good, I think. Considering.
Yeah. So I don't know. A couple more midfield battles would be. A couple more, like just a midfield, or just the entire grid, just one midfield team. That's it. That'd be awesome.
There's Wombat on Broke Vegan. He gets the job done nice and early into Lacombe. Next up the road is going to be Zach, trying to look for a move here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Broke Vegan comes back at Wombat with that straight line speed, and Karma's making a good recovery from that incident, catching up to the back of the pack. I think that says more, well, I mean, we know he's got some good pace as Karma, but this pack fighting along is well, he's already caught up almost within a second after the last couple of corners.
Yeah, again, he's probably just in that better rhythm, isn't he? I feel like just F1 in general is just a bit of a rhythm game, isn't it?
Yeah, especially on such a track like this when the lap is so long, and those laps tick by just that bit slower around here, just because of the length of the lap. So you're settling into those corners, and I feel like it's a good track for Loon. It's got some good breathers in there, and then that middle section just hits you hard as you're going corner after corner after corner, and just getting those. Just getting them nailed, especially Puon, just getting that just right is very, very satisfying. Whoa! A bit excited on the exit of the bus stop, broke Vegan there. But gets it hooked up nicely. Once again, a little bit oversteering on the exit. And he's going to get that DRS. And yeah, he's dropped a little bit off my Wombat, but I think that car will... What's happened here? Rude. Oh no. The Aston Martin has it's gone round up the hill, and how he kept it out of the wall, well, he didn't keep it out of the wall, but how he kept it from retirement, I do not know. Yeah, that's that front wing gone for him, and that's going to be a huge setback for him in this race.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I don't think the tyres are all that worn. Maybe he was just pushing a bit too hard for what the car could do.
Yeah, and that tricky, just trying to stay ahead of Broke Vegan. I mean, a little bit of pressure maybe getting to him from the car behind. He had a clean run, so yeah, a bit of a surprise there. Going back to Haas, yeah, you'd kind of hope that they'd sort of a bit higher up, wouldn't you? After they sacrificed their car for the last season.
Yeah, again, and I'm happy to see Kevin Magnussen back as well. I personally think he shouldn't have really been given the boot for the seat, but obviously the money from the Mazepin family was pretty large. Yeah, that old controversy there. Obviously, good to start not holding anything against him for smashing his door to pieces. That famous TV moment there, as Leo is a widow looking for a move on Ford. Yep, tucked back in, gets past into Lacombe, and they settle back into their little trio with Leo fronting it and Plebs holding from the rear. What's happened here? Little position changes down. Chip and Scotty, Karma and Broke Vegan. Wow, we missed that one unfortunately. There, both two cars getting past Broke Vegan. So it's unfortunate for him. If he can keep tabs with them, hopefully he'll be okay. There, Mighty Wombat choosing to go onto that soft tire, going aggressive, and why not, I guess, in a position, just go aggressive and hope there's another safety car. What else can you do, really? Yeah, wondering if he's decided, screw it, I'm going to go for that fastest lap. May as well try and take that point.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, there's no point going on a slower tyre, really. I mean, it's not going to achieve much if you're that far back off the group, so you may as well go hard. Yeah, it's sort of developed with we've got a few battles mixed up through the pack. BP hasn't really managed to gain onto the back of this pack. It's just been sitting constantly about 4.5 seconds off the back of the this lead group, which is a bit of a surprise. I think he's pretty decent around here. So yeah, he's still got a little bit of work to do. But yeah, that incident from before, getting involved in that, sort of detached him from the group. That was the problem, really. Are we going to see another change of position this lap? No, they settle in, and even this here is a bit spread out. Karma and Zach Karma getting past Zach pretty early there. Broke Vegan having a little look as well, but not quite close enough to make the move. Yeah, just that one position change up the Camel Straight this lap.
Yeah, the boys seeming to deciding to start to settle down. We've only seen moves on that Camel Straight as you said. No real interesting moves as we saw at the start of the race throughout the rest of the lap.
Indeed, but yeah, Broke being managing to hang on to the back of Zach at the moment. Zach almost losing the 1 second that he needs to Karma ahead of him. Oh, that was close to going absolutely terribly wrong. Great save though from Broke being there. Quick reactions on that curb, and whew, yeah, that would have been a heart-stopping moment there.
Yeah, for sure. As you said, great save. Not too sure if I'd be able to make that as beautifully as he did, to be honest. He caught it well, pretty quickly as well. It's just, yeah, well done.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, that's opened up the gaps there. And they're both they're all out of the DRS range. So now really there's the front pack and then the secondary pack, P5, P6 with Chip and Scotty. Chip having a good race now that he's settled in. P5, we know he's quick, so I'm sure he'll be wanting to keep ahead of the AlphaTauri of Scotty.
Yeah, I got a quick question. Did you get the graphic of Karma setting the fastest lap that pop up?
Maybe, I didn't notice it if it did come up.
Okay, just wondering whether we got some graphic issues that sometimes happens.
Yeah, maybe. There you go. There's the current fastest laps per driver. Karma just managing to get that fastest lap off. Leo is a weirdo.
I would recommend sticking on that for a second here, because we have got Mighty Wombat coming across the line. Is he going to be able to take that fastest lap? Yes, he does.
Yeah, it didn't come up then, so we are not getting. So maybe that's why we didn't get the. That's a new one. That's a new one for the glitch / bug bank. No pop-ups and notifications, so that's kind of annoying. So we'll just have to keep an extra eye on changing matters. Mercedes always 1-2. Now Tinsel, Mr. Ghost Tinsel, they haven't always been 1-2. There has actually returned to where they started at, but Plebs was leading the pack for a while and was sandwiched in between them. It's not always been like that, and that brings me really nicely into, it certainly is not like that in real life at the moment in Bahrain, is it? They look like they're struggling, Mercedes, with the porpoising. Not having a great time.
Yeah, most certainly. They just seeming not to be able to fix that porpoising issue. As we see Ford make a move on Leo there for the race lead again. So, but yeah, as you were saying, the porpoising being very bad for them. I believe they've another move here for CBF Chip. Who was that on? That was on Scotty, done on the straight as well. Alright, back to what I was saying again. They've changed what had flew in some different floors for George and all that, and tried to see if they could fix the issue, but still seeming not to be able to fix the issue, so they're not doing too hot at the moment.
Look. Thanks, Billy Lacey. Pause and unpause your game. Now all their notifications are coming through at the top. Yeah. All the ones that have left. Safety cars in this lap, guys. The safety car is in this lap. I did not know that was a thing. Thank you. Thank you, chat, saving me there. Yeah, great. Yeah, hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. But now we're caught up on our notifications from the game. Yeah, I was watching Ham Ham bouncing around the straight last night in FP2, and yeah, just he was having huge issues bouncing around, and then just when you get that braking zone down at turn 1, it just makes it so hard and just locking up and missing the corner. So I'm not afraid to say that I'm quietly happy that Mercedes have been knocked off their pedestal slightly.
Yeah, I'm also quietly happy to see Ferrari popping up at the top of the timesheets, looking pretty good.
Yep. Unfortunately, you guys are being commentated by two Ferrari fans, and yeah, I'm quietly. I'm not going to say anything yet. You know, it's FP2. You know, let's wait a little bit longer. FP3. I mean, quality obviously is going to be the real deal. But they're looking pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking good there. And then another one, McLaren, who we thought would look pretty hot, but apparently a lot of people are speculating that they're not looking too good with their major brake issues that they're having, overheating brakes.
I wonder if that is the sole problem though, because Ricardo is right at the bottom of the timesheets. I get the feeling that maybe it's not just that. That's the issue.
Yeah, I went at the start of the testing, I thought they had a really good car, but yeah, that overheating, and maybe there's some other issues as well that they're maybe losing a bit of performance. I don't know, maybe they've done something to change their porpoising, and who knows.
What do you guys reckon in the chat? Let us know what you think about there's Ferrari Pro picking up another penalty. Not ideal for him. That'd be like a kick in the guts after that earlier incident from him. Yeah, chat. Who's hot and who's not after FP2? Who do you put your money on? Red Bull 1-2 tonight. Ooh.
I don't think that's a bad shout there. I reckon Red Bull look pretty quick as well.
Yeah, although Perez looks like he's a little bit off at the moment. And Perez P1, just as I say that. I don't know, I feel like he's just... there's a nice move here for retaking the lead. Leo just retaking that lead off of Ford. I feel like they're going to be doing that for a lot of the coming laps. And then these two boys, Scotty and Chip, fighting every lap. I mean, you kind of think, is there really much point doing that every... I guess there's not much. If they don't hold each other into Lecom, then I guess there's no harm, right? Just switching position.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much harm, as you said, if they're not holding each other up really throughout the rest of the lap. I guess
Plebs looks like he might be struggling a bit more. If you look at his energy, he's down at 20% compared to the guys in front who have got like 80. So maybe Plebs is struggling just that little bit to keep up with the two Mercs.
Yeah. Well, there's only, 14 laps left? I think if he can manage it well, both drivers ahead have got penalties. He should be able to take the win.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a great spot too, and maybe that's why he's using that energy a little bit more, because he just wants to make sure that he does not drop off, because that would be very bad for him. P1 Charles Leclerc says victory for gamers. I would put money on that. That seems like a very good shout. I think Perez is just off at the minute from Verstappen. From what we've seen so far, the gaps have been pretty big, and that could be very dangerous this season. He's sandbagging just like McLaren. You wish. You're obviously a McLaren fan in the chat there, Billy. I don't know about that one. I hope he's sandbagging, but I don't think he is. Yeah, it's just it's very dangerous for Perez, because with it being so close with Merc, Ferrari, Red Bull, and even potentially Alpine, they look very strong. But he could end up a lot further down the grid, and I don't think some of the guys are going to be that slow anymore. So could be a bit of an issue for him. Yeah,
that was what I was going to mention. I was going to mention Alpine and AlphaTauri actually looking relatively strong. Pierre Gasly seeming to be able to do some pretty quick times in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah, topping the timesheets was Gasly in FP1, but they didn't look as strong in FP2, really. And I actually thought the Aston Martins didn't look crash hot either. But then I was looking at the data for the sessions, and the predictions had them actually a bit higher up than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not really going to know where every team is, sorry. Until probably like...
Oh no! That's Brugvegan. He's gone round, well, not again, but that spot that he almost went round before at... think it was Fanier. Yeah, not Piff Paff. Then he went round there, just losing it because he did actually overtake Zach earlier that lap, which I was pretty surprised about. He sort of came out of nowhere. But yeah, that's put a dent in his charge a little bit, unfortunately for him. Luckily, he's got going with no damage, so that's the main thing. Well, maybe he's coming to the pits. Maybe that's a tyre change. I don't see any contact with the wall. So 15 laps is not. Oh, Zach also coming in. Ah, yes. Zach was mentioning this to before, going on to that aggressive soft tyre strategy at the end. Can he upset something? 100% not a McLaren fan, I'm a Perez fan. If you say so, but we do love a bit of Perez, yeah. Both of those guys on the soft tyre, and also Ferrari Pro 2 having put on that soft tyre. Going to go for some fastest laps down there and try and make up some positions. Got to do something different, right? They've not got too much to lose in that lower half of the top 10, and so yeah, try something different. But what was I about to say? Billy, not a Perez fan. Well, yeah, I like Perez. I hope that he's going to do good, but I'm just worried for him again.
Yeah, I do quite like Perez. I must admit, I'm not a very big Verstappen fan. Sorry, I personally, for some weird reason, I'm just not the greatest person. I just don't like him for some weird reason. I got a personal vendetta against him, I guess. And I guess, yeah. Although I didn't really care whether he won the championship as long as it was a good battle. But yeah, I hope Perez does well this season. I'd like to see him really actually push Verstappen and hopefully be able to. Who was that? That was Scotty
into the pits
as well.
So that's interesting. Obviously, a few of the guys feeling that they're not going to be able to take those mediums to the end, trying something different with the soft tyres. So this will be an interesting strategy call from Scotty. He's got just over 10 laps to try and make up the gap from that pit stop if Chip and Carmen do not pit, because they could go to the end. Yeah, we'll see how that pans out, and more importantly, I was going to mention, is what's happened at the front. The gaps have opened. I think, yeah, just couldn't keep that pace going. Plebs, look at his battery low. I think he was really struggling just to keep up with them. Ooh, they're all low at the front. Look at the top there. Not sure what's been happening. These guys are pushing a bit harder. Maybe Leo finally just taking that moment to push a bit more, try and break the gaps, which he did do, although Ford was sort of edging that 1 second at the moment through the middle sector, but they've definitely dropped Plebs and he's in danger of losing that 3 seconds. So Ford, if I remember correctly, did pick up another 3 seconds. Yes, he did. So he's 6 seconds of penalties, whereas Leo is only 3. So yeah, it's going to be tricky, I think, for Plebs to keep in touch with him at this current stage.
Yeah, another fastest lap as well. Update from Ferrari Pro, setting a 1:44 flat. So I don't think I saw the graphic pop up, so I was like, oh, we glitched again. But yeah, so a lot of boys going onto those softs, so we might see a bit of a battle for that fastest lap.
Haas in Q2. No, I think that's very possible, Billy. I think very, very much so. And I was reading through the race week predictions in the Discord, and that was a trend I saw through the Discord, was people predicting Haas to, they're calmer in the pits on that soft tyre. Has Scotty made an undercut work here? That delta's pretty terrible, but yes, he has got past him from the pit stop. That's worked out nicely for Scotty. Yeah, a lot of people predicting Haas to do well. Obviously not hitting the top, but yeah, just some strong predictions for Haas. Just bringing up that standings for you guys. You can see there that Scotty is leading that battle between him and Karma at the moment. So another little championship battle happening here. Not going to be, unless things change, not a great finish for Ferrari Pro. He's trying to close down that gap at the moment between the top two. And Mercedes having a good, strong finish here. today. If they finish like they are at the moment, not so great for Alpine. And yeah, we're down to one driver each for AlphaTauri and Aston Martin and McLaren in that battle, and Ferrari. So yeah, it's just all about where they're going to finish today in terms of the constructor standing.
Plebs in the pits now, I'm assuming onto those softs as well. So by the looks, those mediums are not going to be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, people coming into that soft, doing something different, like we were saying before, trying something a little bit different. Chip finally coming in also, so yeah, maybe it was never in their minds to try and go to the end on that medium tyre. Maybe that safety car just triggered it a little bit too early for them to take them all the way to the end, or they just feel much more comfortable going on that two-stop as Ford gets past Leo. I don't think these guys can afford to fight too much on this lap, because plus they'll be looking for a bit of an undercut here coming in that lap early. And also, because they're so close together, they're not going to be able to come in, obviously, on the same lap. So maybe that was what Ford was trying to do, get track position and get in the pits before his teammate to come off the Alpine.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's probably like, you're the reserve Leo, I'm pitting when I want to pit, you can piss off.
Yeah, and it goes back to that conversation we were having. I wonder if there's any team chat, team radio happening between those two guys. And look at the gap that Chip, that Scotty's pulled on Chip, 4 seconds from coming in that lap earlier, and Karma's right at the back of Chip too. Chip just coming in this lap, and yeah, this worked out nicely for Scotty and that undercut.
Yeah, I do want to mention Scotty with a penalty there. He's one of the drivers that you generally don't see get penalties. Same with Plebs. Also got a penalty as well. We don't normally see Plebs pick up penalties either. So obviously the boys are pushing very hard around here today, and trying to use as much track width as they can.
Yeah, I'm not getting those damn notifications, so that's why I haven't been noticing stuff. Because I haven't been getting the notifications. Now it all makes sense. It's not just me not paying attention. Yeah, I didn't notice that Plebs there picking up a penalty. That's going to absolutely ruin his. They're still fighting. They didn't go in this lap, which was a bit of a surprise. Going to the end, I guess, and hoping that Plebs can't catch.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe they reckon they can go to the end on it, but yeah, the rest of the field are already pitting, so who knows, maybe a late safety car shakes some things up again like usual.
Yeah, we are getting very much so into the closing stages of this race, less than 10 laps to go, so they're going to hit dwindling chances of a safety car as we go further on. And not too many close on-track battles happening, so yeah, I'd say chances are getting lower and lower of that safety car unless someone sort of just makes a mistake of their own, which is, you know, still a good chance of that happening. People just getting a little bit tired in this 100% endurance race, and yeah, bit of a long evening, so it'll be quite difficult for these guys going around this track. Just one little lapse of judgment, taking that curb a little bit too much in those very crucial areas, and yeah, it could be lights out. And yeah, these guys not coming into the pits, they're going to the end. I'm calling that now. I think these two are going to the end, because they're going to be in a huge disadvantage if they come in and pit now. Plebs has just gained up a lot of time. But yeah, I think that hasn't really worked out for Plebs. I think, well, he's just got to get in that, with BP with the 12-second penalties, that's going to affect him quite a lot, but he's just got to pull into that gap and he'll gain that off track from penalty deductions. Karma heading up the hill with Chip. He's been sort of following him for the last couple of laps, and definitely going to be at risk here with the DRS open. moves to the inside. It's a pretty straightforward job there from Karma, moving up into P6. These two guys, the only ones now without penalties, so they're doing an absolutely fantastic job in this race. Shout out to those two boys.
Yeah. Ooh, going very wide there, mate. Yeah, just wide. I was wondering if that was just his racing line, but that doesn't look very normal.
Billy there in the chat reckons that the Merc boys are using the DRS of each other for more pace. Something that maybe I hadn't considered, but that is what they're doing, just sort of bouncing ahead of each other, just pulling each other along. Because yeah, it did look like Plebs was struggling there a little bit too. So maybe there is some team inter-team orders strategy going on between the two guys there.
Yeah.
And, just like I guess in real life we're comparing Perez not being, if he's not there to help Verstappen out. Same kind of I guess with a little bit with Zach and Plebs, you know, Zach needing to be up there a little bit to help Plebs in the struggle because it was kind of 2 versus 1 with that Mercedes battle versus Alpine.
I was going to say, yeah, if they are working together, it's probably a smart thing to do. After all, Ford's got an extra 3-second penalty on him. It'd be interesting if, I doubt this will happen, but it'd be really interesting to see if Leo gives the position to Ford and then just backs off an extra 3 seconds, or maybe purposely gives himself another 3-second penalty to try and give that win to Ford for championship.
That'll be very interesting. Might cause a little bit of controversy there, but we do love a bit of that. Spice things up a little bit. Yeah, Chip not managing to get past Karma on this occasion, but yeah, he can just play a little bit patient. You don't want to be the car behind on the last lap, really, do you?
No, most certainly not. Medium's only at 35%, so yeah, it looks like those mediums can definitely go to the end.
Wait, now I'm confused. Who is this guy?
I believe it's Rude.
How is he managing to type and race at the same time?
I don't know, but I have seen Banana Cake Pie Bean doing it recently as well, and I don't know how they do it, but they managed to do it somehow.
This guy's got epic skills, epic multitasking skills here. Although, now we're going to throw a bit of shade his way. He's been hitting the wall a few times, so maybe you should pay attention to where you're going and not typing so much. Although, he's still in the race. That said, he's had a few spins and a few knocks here and there, but he hasn't ended himself. So, you know, a bit of good here and a bit of bad there. So I'm not sure which way to give it to him actually. No, I'll be impressed with him typing and racing at the same time. It's impressive nonetheless.
Yeah,
My
very.
medium's at 35, so yeah, I'm not surprised. That's why I was a bit surprised that a few of them were coming into the soft tire, because you would have thought the mediums would have gone to the end fairly easily.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a bit bored and decided to change some things up and just went, yeah, on board. Look, not going to gain any positions. Stuff it. Chuck on the softs.
Well, I guess Plebs was him getting dropped, wasn't he, on the medium tyre to the Merc boys, and I think he knew that he had the gap behind him, not to be worried with BP with at 12 seconds. He thought he may as well try something different. Nothing too much to lose there. Sometimes you got to do that alternate, you know, just try something different, see if it works out. And he's in none worse a position than he was before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a net P3 unless something dramatic happens, which there's always time for something dramatic to happen, so never discount that. But yeah, I just wonder if Chip is just sitting, being patient behind Karma at the moment. So he's in that comfortably in the DRS, but just not speaking of dramatic moments. What happened there was I think that was Rude just getting out of the way of the leaders as they're heading up the hill. So nothing too dramatic there between them. But yeah, once again, here we go. Chip behind Karma. heading up the hill up to Radion, into the Camel Straight. DRS open. Let's just have a look what he does. He's using his energy, so Chip or Karma already recharging, so maybe he has been. No, he's choosing to make the push now. And down the inside, it's side by side. Oh no! What was I just saying about late drama?
No safety car. Still could be one.
Keeps it out of the wall. Those Red Bulls have a knack of somehow having incidents and keeping it out of the wall, but he's not going to be happy about that. Chip is absolutely not. Karma has picked up a 3-second penalty for whatever reason that was, but that is not going to be enough kind of console. Low! What's happened here? Karma's gone off down at Puon. I was going to say it's not going to be consolation for Chip that Karma picked up the 3-second penalty, but that certainly might be, because oh, now I've got the trigger there for warning for Scotty, so I'm not obviously choosing to give me some and not choosing to give me others. But it's not over for Chip yet. Just got to keep it together now for the last couple of laps. He is within that 3 seconds between him and Karma, so yeah, it's not all over for him. Just keep it together, Chip. Keep it together. Keep it. Just keep it safe. And yeah, last lap dramas. That's what I tend to have around here. Let's have a look at that incident again for you guys. Coming around here, you can see Karma there charging. Tugs in the slipstream nicely. Gets a good run, but not really quite. Tries to get it on braking, and yeah, and I think by the looks of it, there was plenty of room on the inside there. I think well, I mean, we need to really see Karma's angle of that one. It'll be the age-old battle of there was enough space on the inside, I gave him enough space, or I gave him enough space on the outside, so yeah, tricky that. And Lacombe, I think yeah, that we'll let the stewards decide that one. But if Chip can just keep it in that 3 seconds of Karma, then he'll hopefully get that one back, get that one finished on or off track. I'm sure he'd much rather do it on track than off track, as we all would. But yeah, just gotta keep it clean, I think is the name of the game at this point for him.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's pretty much it at the pretty much done for the race. Then the gaps are pretty large. Everyone just kind of just, well, they're not super large, but they're large enough that you just need to chill out, get to the finish line, really.
Yeah, no point in having a silly incident or mistake at this point of the race with just 3 laps to go. These guys are about to come onto the that third final lap. The Karma, Zach and Chip. Yeah, Zach with the 6 seconds, so it's going to drop him a little bit. What's just happened here? There's a yellow flag here with, I think that's just the lapping of the cars there. Not quite, ooh, Chip getting a little bit squiggly on the exit, not quite in that DRS range. I'm sure he's going to be pushing to try and get into it, but Zach has definitely managed to, yeah, he's been pushing. Look at his battery, very, very low. But not, it mustn't have been 1 second of the detection point there, so not quite close enough. But yeah, the 1 second gaps between Chip and Zach at this current stage, and yeah, if it'll stay, even if it stays the gaps, this will promote Chip up to P6.
Yeah. Interesting note on these 2 race leaders, they were burning their ERS like crazy earlier, both of them practically completely zero, and now all of a sudden they're both saving and again sitting at practically identical ERS. So I maybe wonder if they've maybe talking together about when they should use ERS or not, or if it's just they're both on the same wavelength and just trying to trying to get that win on track against each other.
Yeah, maybe it is that tense between them. I was just trying to do some maths and work out where BP is going to drop to, with, as we see, BP's coming into the pits. He's going to try and snatch that fastest lap. It's going to drop him right down the pack. I'm a bit surprised he's doing that because he would probably only drop to P4 or 5 or something like that had he not pitted. So, but now he's going to drop a lot further down the grid, down to P8 probably. So that's a bit of a surprise. CBF Rude there showing that he has got a bit of pace with that fastest lap. So yeah, bit of a fight happening for this fastest lap at the moment. Fastest lap, I should say. Got the DRS. Has Chip. Not going to be close enough here. Just doesn't have any energy. That's the problem. To make that move, even with Zach charging his battery up ahead, just not going to be close enough to make the move. But although he can't sit too much behind Zach, because they've dropped off the back of Karma 1.8 seconds. That's pretty crucial for Chip to make sure he's within that 3-second gap to get that place back. So he's definitely going to hope that he can either clear Zach or just not get held up by Zach. And I wonder if we're going to see some kind of strategy here between the Mercedes boys on this final lap of this 100% endurance race at Spa today. Is there going to be any team play happening from these two guys, or are they just going to race right to the end? What do you reckon, Ten? Call it right now.
They're gonna race. They're gonna race. I reckon.
I reckon too. Look at the way that Ford was defending there. Although Leo is in the perfect position in second to just literally drop back if he needs to at the end. But we're calling race. We're calling racing.
Yeah. Please race for us.
Let's have a quick, whilst they're going around that sector, let's have a look what's happening here. And it's going to be pretty simple. He's got barely any battery, but neither has Zach, so he just can't defend. And what were we saying? It's better to be the second car at the start of the last lap. That is a Ferrari going slow. What's happened here? What's happened to this Ferrari? Why is it trundling along? Power failure in the Ferrari? He let... I know what he's doing.
Yeah, me too.
He's waiting for that DR with a very cheeky maneuver there. Yeah. They're all going for fastest lap. Let's put up fastest lap. See what's happening here. They're all. Oh no! No, that's rude. Not Chip. I thought Chip had picked up a penalty. Then that would have been an absolute disaster for him. As the Mercedes boys come across the line there. Look at that. They're very. Don't want to do that too much, but there, Leo is aware of finishing in front of Plebs, Ford, sorry, I should say, and then Plebs coming round the final corner. Hopefully that's not going to ruin Ferrari's attempt at the lap there. Plebs taking P3. Currently, Rude has the fastest lap, 43.7, and BP crossing line. He's going to get dropped down the order. Chip is in front of Karma. Let's ride on board with this Ferrari. What can he do down here? I just missed that split there in Sector 2, at the end of Sector 1. Did you see that?
No, I didn't, but I did see that BP set the fastest lap, so...
43.6. Can you just check out the race director very quickly? I don't know if you'll have time to have that, just to give us a quick indication of the sectors that Ferrari is doing. Is he coming around through Piff Paff now? We've got to get the word Piff Paff in. We barely said it at all this race. Lafanier down at campus now gets a nice run using all of the track limit. We're doing a commentating quali lap at the end of here around Stavelo. It's going to be a straight run. He's using all of his batteries. Almost used all the deploy, so he's not going to be able to use the deploy anymore. His car's going to go into recharge there. Blanchimont, yes, there you go. Look, deploy used. That might hinder him into the bus stop chicane. A little bit of overstay on that curve, riding that curve a little bit too hard, hooks him around, and can he get that fastest lap? He can indeed. Oh, that's into the Williams there. But yeah, Ferrari Pro grabbing that fastest lap at the end there.
Yeah, first two sectors of that fastest lap that you just set were very quick. And then, yeah, obviously just running out of deployment. I was a bit worried that he might not be able to get it.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's some sort of recovery there for him, considering that incident earlier, and yeah, just recovering a little bit with the point for the fastest lap, as the Mercedes boys take 1 and 2. Leo, they're grabbing that top spot on the podium. Who knows if we will only find out later if that was a mistake doing that for the championship lead between championship fight between Ford and Plevs. Plevs will be happy about it. His teammate denying him the win there. Yes, what a action-packed race, really. There are lots of penalties there, moving the order around. Not too much, as you can see. There's our podium guys. Scotty, great finish for him in P4. Chip once again proving he is very quick around here, around at endurance. He's the only guy finished penalty-free, so great shout out for him. Karma in the McLaren P6, BP P7 not getting that fastest lap, so that was a mistake pitting for him. Zach, unfortunately, our interviewee of the weekend in P8. I'm sure he kind of would have hoped for something a little bit better, but it's not all too bad in P8. Broke Vegan, great job from him reserving today. P9 and Mighty Wombat in the Aston Martin rounding off the top 10. Ferrari Pro in P11 and Rude soldiering on at the back there, which we love to see in P12. DNF's PRL Saint racing up to Bags, Little, ET8 Vengeance and Ventani in the Alfa Romeos there, unfortunately not finishing this race. Oh dear. Well, what a action-packed race, and that's our calendar there. Next week we are round 10 at the Netherlands. Very exciting track, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me too. I must admit, Netherlands is probably one of my more favourite tracks.
So the hype levels will be through the roof for you next week.
Oh, for sure. I'm just. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen a race back at the Netherlands, so I'm just. Yeah. Oh, it'll be good.
And then I think we're yet to find out where if we're racing in Russia or not. I don't think that's been announced yet, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. And that'll be about us for today. Thank you once again, Tent, for joining me in the comm box. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Yeah, thanks for having me, as always.
Yeah, and thanks again to Zach for doing an absolutely fantastic interview and commentary lap. We loved seeing that, and thanks all to watching, and we'll see you next time in the Netherlands.